What's up, everybody? I'm jumping on you all the time. Wait, we didn't do the screeching noise. Did I fix my chair? Hold it. No, there's a specific way this does it. Hold on. It's like I'm like this. Okay? And I'm like taking my time. And then this happens. There we go. I have to not think about it and it does it. We will one day sample this and we will make something out of it. We would need to do this. We need to. We need to sample this thing, give it to you, Marco, probably, which are much better suited for like this type of thing. I like kind of devise some sort of like trance pad plucked sound or something. I don't want to, give you like assignments or stuff because I know you have more important stuff to do. But that'd be cool though. Think about that. The summer heat of like this chair. I did actually a couple times like in school when we were doing like projects and stuff that you have, it's a common thing. You start from a single waveform. but this has a meaning. This has a history behind that. See, it doesn't do it. If you don't charge the thought of it, like you chill here on the right side of the chair, all right? Grab the side and then go. It doesn't do it. It doesn't do it now because I called it. So, unbelievable. How are you doing, Marco? How are you? How is everyone? We just started. I don't care. The intro is fine. It's beautiful, moody and stuff, but we gotta be here. Modular Mondays, episode 6. There's nothing more I have to say. Chair is squeaking as it's supposed to. We're gonna get some more modules. Do I have news? Okay. Well, today it's 10 years. I know, Marco, you know that. Today it's 10 years that we moved to Germany. Can you believe that? Like August 4, 2015. Unbelievable. That was our last trip. We had done 2 trips plus the moving company stuff to move our things. And then the third one was August 4. And Valeria's told me, my wife, for those who don't know, that actually the number 4 is a recurring thing. For me, it's kind of like the 22 or the 2. But again, 2 and 2 makes 4. So the meme, right? This is it. So this is huge. I mean, 10 years straight away. Our cat was 10. She's now 20. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Unbelievable. Anyway, amazing. Like 10 years have passed. I can't even fathom thinking to what this is why I would like to do kind of a Saturday stream just to chill and talk about stuff. Because imagine me talking about what it meant for us to move, not as students, because, back then we had gone to the US a couple times for studying. So we're students. No, this was actually like people doing things, like as adults. We're moving our home somewhere else. Like furniture, electrical appliances, like home appliances, all that stuff, dishwashing. No, we bought it there. But like wash machine, we also bought there. But the dryer, for example, we moved. So there was so much stuff, the whole studio hardware, man, which I had a lot of stuff already. I'm looking around at how much stuff increased in the years. So this is why a Saturday stream would be fine. Now, I noticed last time, probably for my microphone position being weird and stuff, that my voice was kind of dropping down, and I hate when that happens. There is no gates whatsoever on my microphone. I have no idea why this is happening, but you know what? I want to fix these right off the bat. So I there's nothing I can fix. I just want to kind of like turn on and off the gate. There's no reason. I'm not gating any. I think I was kind of far, and maybe I wasn't, like the volume was too low. I need to move it kind of here. I think this sounding fine. But if you hear it weird, it's not me. It's you. No, it's me, but I don't know why that is. Okay. So one very important thing that I need to do is this. Hold on. Being a YouTuber is so hard. I guarantee you. I can do many things out of what people believe to be a talent. Some of them are not legal to show you, but I guarantee you, YouTubing's hard. Especially if I was not on camera. Like, where am I? All right, so we're here. We're doing various things here. I don't want you to see my desktop icons because there's very weird things. Don't want to back doxed. All right, so we're in VCV again. And Modular Monday 6 out of our Modular Mondays is kind of going to take a little bit of, it's not a different thing. It's just going to be a little bit more traditional somehow. I want to make a 3 oscillator synthesizer in VCV, discussing some sort of like basic modules and things to kind of give you an idea of what the videos on Patreon are also going to be, because I'm going to kind of do modular basics and other stuff. Cherry Audio endorsed Modular Mondays. They reached out to us and said, like, we like what it is. There's no problem. I had asked them before, but then Modular Mondays hadn't started yet. They came back to me. They said, like, this is good. Here it is. So they're sponsoring the whole Modular Mondays. But in sign of good faith, because I haven't learned Voltage Modular that well yet, I have gotten in touch with developers there. Many have supported these, so I'm super excited. But we're in VCV Rack. And we got a mission, okay? The mission is as such. People say that VCV Rack sounds bad compared to Softube Modular and Voltage Modular, okay? So in what I'm getting from this is that Voltage Modular sits a little bit in between because it sounds really good, but it also opens its doors to third-party developers. VCV Rack has probably the most free and open source modules, but they say it doesn't sound as good, okay? But the workflow, the look is fine, everything else. And Softube Modular is entirely closed, so for some people, this is completely not really Eurorack, because it's not really the vibe of what it means to be in modular synthesis, but it sounds off the hook. But it destroys computers. It just does. It just completely destroys computers. My computer is a 9700K stock, 32 gigabytes of RAM. And you saw the previous episodes, okay? So what we're doing today is I took note of messages I've got out of Modular Mondays, the last episode and 2 episodes from the last one. We did all the drones. And some of the people that I hope you are here and you didn't write anything. If you're watching this stream and you have your chat open, write something that's going to motivate myself and everybody here to just, if you have a module you want me to download, speak your mind and I'll do it. I don't guarantee you I can use it, but meaning I know how to use it. But I took note of some messages and modules and things that people asked me to kind of take a look at. So what we're going to do today first is we're going to download the modules, okay? So one of these was piano roll, okay? This is something like you got to have these for the type of music and style you do. We trust them. It's RCM piano roll. Thank you, RCM. It is completely free. We click on it and it will be downloaded here. Then some people said, like, I can't believe, let me make these a little bit bigger. I can't believe you don't have, I literally have my phone here. Like, I'm checking things on my phone, okay? I took screens of the messages. You don't have the clock. Okay, I don't remember how it's called. I said clock. Let's see if we find this clock. It's, is it this one? MSC hack MSC clock. No, it's not this one. Oh no. What is this called? Okay. Is it paid for? I can't find it. All right. No, I gotta find it. How come I can't find it? There's no way. Oh, maybe I'm getting tricked. It's a white module, black background, and I'm looking for it. Is it clocked? It is clocked. We found it. Boom. So they said, like, how can you not use clocked? I'm quoting every message with the modules I'm downloading. Isn't it unbelievable? Now, I have a problem. I don't know how you feel. Let me know if this is how you feel. When I look at all this, and they're all free, and I see, for example, 4MS quad clock distributor, I want to get that. But I'm telling you, we should not, okay? Because there's so much stuff, and we get lost really easy. Next, they said, get a mixer. Hold on. I touched my phone. Okay, get a mixer. So mixer, I think I do have it though. Is it this one? No, it's got faders. Why didn't I type the names? No, it's probably VCAs, this one. VCAs? Well, we won't find them. VCA mix? Well, we got that. Okay. Is it this one? No. Looks a lot like this one, but it isn't. Mix 4. Okay. Does it help to have them? To write the names? Bug Audio Mix 4. This one. Then they said, get... Okay. I'm gonna do this. I need to zoom in. Right. Hold on. I'm making progress. Then we're gonna get... Okay. Oh gosh, why is it lagging so much? Okay. Then we're gonna get Palm Loop. I'm doing that. The Palm Loop, this is the... I'm gonna tell you what that is. It's this one here. It's busy circuits. Probably we're not gonna use these though, but I want it because it's been suggested, so we're gonna use this. But I can't find it, so we can't. The other one is tangents. And I have it. All right. Who's the other one? Plateau. This one's another one that I was so like, there's no way you don't have plateau. There's no way. The mixer I do have. We need these, people. Isn't this one? No. It's the other one. Horror? No. I'm sure I have that. And all the Surge AS, it's this one maybe. This one's very nice. Maybe it's not this one, but I want it. No, it's this one. Mixer 8 channel. Good. So we're starting. Then there's all the Surge XT that I should really get, but... And there is... Oh man, we need this one for sure. Not Squeaky Labs. Twin Quartet. We're getting there. Twin Quartet. These I have a question mark. I don't know if this is... No. What? Oh, Hora. I keep making mistakes, like the brand name is actually the module. Hora? Oh, this is that. Where's this guy? Where's this guy at? Twin Quartet, Quadra LFO. Oh, this is paid for. See? I had it there. Okay. So then we need Zlu BGA. And this is Rise. Zlu. Let's see. All right. Oh, these are full. Okay. Bug Audio. I think Bug Audio, I need the LFO. Hold on. Velo, Vish, Chirp. Let's try and write Bug Audio LFO. You see how many modules are available in here. Unbelievable. This one. We need this one because it's got the scale and the offset that makes it a lot easier. And then there's like a single fader. Oh no, wait. There was one with the cables. No, but it's not bug audio. It's just generic. Yo. Go here. Cable. This one. They said there's no way you don't use the incline cable color key. I think I have pretty much everything, but I'm gonna keep it here. And we're gonna go library. And we're gonna wait to update it. Okay. Let me put these on the taskbar. Probably we might have to reboot. All right. Reboot. Here we are. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything here away so that we have our section that we had used before. We're perfectly fine with it, with our 3 panels here. And you remember this? We had our mixers. We were using simple mixers here. What if I do this? No, I need to do this, right? It's much better. So we were using some effects and we had some flashing things because they were awesome, I believe. And I want to take this and I want to save this patch actually. And save it as a MM06 startup. Because these ones actually, is it episode 6 or is it episode 5? It's 5. Okay. Do I have to say 6 all the time now? Do we have to make another intro for it? Did I say 6? I thought it was 6. Maybe. No, it's 5. It's the one after 4. Anyway, whatever. So we have this. We have no sound. We've got our mixer. We've got our effects. I think the best thing here is to start kind of getting things to work, right? I did say 6, right? I'll make another intro at the very end. So welcome to episode 5. And this is completely fake. No, I'll keep 6 and then I say 5. And I'll do a huge number 5 maybe on screen. So our task here is to optimize this section because this is our effects. And then you see the main mixers here. I want to kind of have a mixer for the different sounds that we're going to make. Not these 2 mixers. This is kind of weird a little bit. So we're going to rearrange things a little. Okay. So we do this. We have our mixers. This one I really like, the mix master. So I'll put it here and we see where we are. Okay. But first, as I said, we start making our 3 oscillator, not really a Moog synth, but that's where I want to go, okay? And I am probably, much probably, gonna play this on either the bass station or on the key step. I put my key step here, right in front of you, and I put my bass station here, a little bit away from you, but there are different MIDI channels and different USB drivers and stuff, so we can actually have 2 control 2 different things, which maybe it's obvious for you, but not for everybody. So that is cool. So this one has left, right level inputs. It's got poly direct out. It's got channel main left. So there's a chain and there's a main. This is good. Okay, we got poly inserts, left input, left, right input, and then level input and pan, so we can actually automate this. This mixer is gonna be cool. I don't know if we're going to do, what is chain though? Weird. Chain, what is it? Probably for effects or sends and retards? Doesn't matter, it's okay. So, as I said, we're tasked with making some sort of 3 oscillator thing, but we gotta start from the basics, okay, obviously. So what I wanna do, which is kind of very nice to start with, is I want to, and I'm probably gonna just type oscillator, VCO. We started with the VCO, okay? And I have absolutely no sound here. And as you know, if we drag stuff in here, we are gonna hear it, because by the time you plug something into a modular synth, virtual one, it turns on, and so it's actually sending a note out all the time. Does it make sense to you? Maybe not, but in modular synthesis, this is how it is. You turn the module on virtually here, you have it on. If we connect it, we're gonna hear the sound of this VCO. And there's nothing that is actually gonna control it because it's not controlled by anything. Unlike what happens on your typical synthesizer, right? The hardwired ones. You play keys, they play, you have knobs, but on modular synths, that doesn't happen. So the first thing I want to do is this. You see these two mixers here that I had. I'm going to keep them for now. This goes to the malt, and this malt goes to my Fusion Delay Flanger, Vintage Ensemble, whatever, and then it goes out here, but it also gets malted to the 4MS, and it also gets malted to the XFX Reverb, and all of them go here, okay? So if we want to have this mixer go, we need to go left here, and we need to go right here. So now we're basically patched in. One thing I didn't like that I did before is that my cables, the cable colors are changing all the time. You know what we should do? We should do kind of like a spaceship standard Federation issue colors for the cables, I think. Okay. Remember, our vital purpose is to make so auto rotate colors. No, I'm telling you the cable color I want to have is different than this, but let me see this guy here, cable color. This is nice because you can do this, and when you drag things, your color stays there. Isn't that amazing? This is cool. You have all of your colors, and you can see them in a little module right here. So I'm thinking I'll put it here, right after the mixer, or right before. I have so many thoughts on doing all this. So yeah, okay, let's use the blue ones. So this goes here, this goes here. No, this goes here, this goes here. Okay, so these are plugged in and we're ready to go. So if we take these, I'm gonna drop the volume down. If we drop these oscillator, we take the sine, for example, out, and we put it to the left input, and we take these up. We hear it. We don't really hear it as clean as it should be because we are sending it to the multitude of things right here, okay? So obviously we got these dry wet, we got feedbacks, we got the 4MS, the reverb, all of these dudes, obviously. So if we just want to keep it a little bit cleaner, I'll just keep the reverb. So if I put it up, right, it's coming there. So we got, I'm gonna keep mix at where it is. I think I like it there. Let's do 50% maybe. That's exactly our synth, but it doesn't work that well because it's just gonna make sound all the time. You know, simple as that. So many of you ask people who were here on Patreon as well, like, it is nice, but I got messages of like, I have no idea what you're doing. Things are very random. So, you know, are you thinking to do videos that are a little bit more paced? And there are gonna be videos on these that take step-by-step things around. But let's do this today because it's not about explaining the basics. It's about people saying VCV rack sounds bad. It doesn't sound as good as the other things, okay? So we first need this VCO and we're good to go from here, but we don't wanna plug it right here in the output because that's not what we do. We want a way to control these through the gating of my keyboard, for example, okay? So what we need is obviously an ADSR, which I think comes as envelope. And I'm gonna use this guy here. So what we do here, we take the keyboard gate and we put it here. And then we need an amp, which I think is just VCA or amp. Let's use this guy here. So our oscillator goes to the VCA, which is our output, but our here, and our output goes to the mixer. But when we control this, when we push a key down, our gate is actually gonna send the envelope right here. So now we have an envelope that controls our VCA, simple as that. So we can raise these, it should not play, right? And wanna just play something, it's playing. But it's not giving us pitch because we didn't connect the voltage pitch of my keyboard here of the bass station to the actual V oct. So now it is gonna do it. Now what you hear that sounds really weird is that the two LFOs that I have here are controlling the mix knob, which I don't want to have for now, so I'm just gonna disconnect it. Okay, that's why it sounded broken or something like that. Let me hear if you can hear this. I think you do, but maybe you don't. Maybe you don't, exactly. So let's do it here. Let me turn these on. Let me see if it works. Right on. Right. I think you can hear it. Right? So this is actually us now playing the keyboard. If I play this one, nothing happens. But if I select the different driver that is the key step, right, it works. I can change octave. Right? If I bend, it's not doing anything because we haven't connected the pitch wheel, which is PW, to our V oct. If we do this, right, we now have no range control over this, but we're actually pitching with our pitch wheel. So now we have this. I have a way to play it, and we have one single oscillator that is sine. Okay, so how does it work though? Because we have no filter. If we were to use a triangle, right, and if we were to use a saw, right, it works, but we got no filter. That is not what we want. I mean, I don't know, maybe we don't. So we continue on creating a filter. So we have this. This is gonna be our envelope for the VCA. We have our single oscillator, and now we go for a filter. And we're gonna keep it in the family of what VCV rack has, just because people say it sounds bad, you know? To me, this is already fine. So maybe my taste is wrong. I don't think so, though. So let's do duplicate. You might say it's basic, but basic's not bad, okay? So we take the gate again. We add another one because our envelope is actually, yes, gonna dictate the cutoff. That's how we're gonna do it. And the input of these is now gonna be our oscillator. So we send this saw to the input of the filter now, and we send the output of the low pass to the VCA, and we send the output of the VCA to the mixer. Okay? Simple as that. So we still play stuff, we decide what kind of pitch the VCO has to have, then we send it to the filter is gonna react to the envelope that we have here, the first one, and then the filter sends it to the VCA, which is gonna be, you know, opening and closing according to what our ADSR for the VCA says. And then from there, we're out, okay? So right now, we got no attenuverter being used. There's 0% influence of these ADSR on the cutoff. So anything I set is just gonna play, right? So I'm gonna do this, which is very, very, very low. Let me see, maybe here. Oh, obviously, I'm not gating this, so we need to, and let's see where we are. Right? It plays, but this is a saw. It's getting in here, and it's not really opening a lot. Maybe if I do this, it does, right? And if I close it, it's really, really close, okay? So I'm gonna give it a little bit of resonance, gonna open the cutoff, but I'm actually gonna give this envelope some influence through the CV. Okay, that's sounding already fine. That's sounding good. But what we're gonna do is we're also gonna take my modulation wheel from the key step, and we're gonna put it on the cutoff, and I'm also gonna put it on the resonance itself, okay, with it a little bit of influence. So when I play, this is a little bit too much. Let's go back here. Okay, let me switch to the bass station just because it's on my right, so I can play with my right hand. Okay, so it is nice, but it's not. See? The envelope is now controlling the filter itself. Right? So this is a little bit too short. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, say I like this. Do we want to drive it more? Okay, I'm gonna keep it here. Save. And what we're gonna do now is we have just one oscillator. I want to have more than one. So I'm gonna drop this here. We're gonna duplicate this, or actually make two versions of it. So we have two copies. And we go duplicate. And these are our three oscillators. So we're gonna still put gate and pitch through them. We could do mults if we want. For now, let's do it like this. And we are gonna take another saw. We're gonna send it out, and we're gonna send the other one maybe as a square. I still don't know. So we need the voltage here. We have everything, but we need to mix this, right? This is where a mixer comes in handy. So we're gonna still keep it in the family, and I'm gonna explain why I want to do this. We're gonna send the output of this, the mix output of the VCA mix, into the filter. And now we take the inputs for number 1, number 2, and number 3. So now we have 3 saws that are going into the mixer, and the levels of which I can decide here, okay? So I can play, right? And what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna take my key step, and I'm gonna put it on hold, and I'm gonna go 16 notes, and let me do this. Let me do ARP, and let me play this. Should work. Why doesn't it? Oh, because it's like order. Okay. Maybe let me do it here. Why doesn't it work with the arpeggiator? Okay, this one works. So I'm gonna go play it on the bass station. Why isn't it working though? Nah, it should. Hold on. Oh, it's locking tempo. It's waiting for the play. Okay, I see that now. Doesn't matter. This one's sending notes anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna latch it. And this one's gonna keep playing, okay? And while it's playing, we can actually play with the 3 oscillators. See this one? Okay, we got the 3 oscillators playing, but they're all the same. Right? So I'm gonna save, and we're gonna use something else that is the quantizer. This one's kind of convenient because it's a little bit simpler. You don't really need to use this, but I'm making a little bit of room here. Maybe I'm sending this guy down here. That's our MIDI. And we're gonna duplicate this as well. And we're gonna duplicate this as well. Okay, so now we're gonna, instead of sending this to the V octave straight away from my keyboard, I'm gonna go first to the quantizer and then I'm gonna go here. Okay, so there's one quantizer per oscillator. Just kind of easier to do it this way. I guarantee you this is easier. So what we can do here is we have an offset. Okay, so maybe I want this to be the first oscillator. I want it to be lower octave. So we're gonna do this. Let's see. Is it playing? No? Yes? Yeah? Of course. Where? Oh, and it's you hear what is happening? This is awesome. I didn't notice that I took the C sharp out, so it's replacing it with the closest voltage that is available. And so now we got a dominant chord sound. I was like, why does it sound like a dominant chord? Because we took C sharp away. Now it's playing the C sharp. See the arpeggio I had. Okay, so I'm gonna open the filter again. Okay, and you have a 3 oscillator synth with VCF and its own envelope, a VCA its own envelope, the mixer before. It's kind of like a Moog sort of. We need noise now, right? Noise would be the fourth thing because that's present on a Moog. So I'm gonna do it right off the bat because I'm gonna forget otherwise. That's how it works, people. You keep forgetting. Now I'm not gonna put a quantizer for this one because we're probably never gonna need to quantize noise, but I'm gonna take pink noise and I'm gonna put it into input 4, and this is still gonna play all the time, but it's still gonna get moderated by this. So right, little bit of noise in my opinion is always welcome. I love it. I always use it. Okay, we're there. Now what we need to do is, as we said, we drop things out. So I want the first oscillator to be an octave down. The second one I like where it is. Aha! 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 Right? Wait. Now we do maybe an octave. Can we do more than one octave? We can't. Okay. We do well, let's do the typical kind of 3 octaves, okay? So now we got 3 sawtooths playing Thank you, Marco. Marco says, very vibey. So this is just the bass station 2 playing arpeggios with the played 1 or 2 octaves, me transposing octaves, not transposing, but shifting octaves, and just playing some C sharp minor, thing, Aeolian, if you're keeping score for modes. So it's just what I'm doing. What I've done, however, is not just simply play the 3 oscillators or whatever. As you can see, there's the mod wheel that is controlling the cutoff, the resonance, and the drive, okay? So when I move my mod wheel, I am actually opening the filter, adding resonance, and I am taking away drive. The 3 things together actually give a lot of movement to this, and into a reverb, I think you already have it, okay? Now, hold. I know the argument, like, well, yeah, but it doesn't sound very good, okay? In terms of if you wear, I don't know, like a very boutique analog hardware connoisseur, okay? You say like, well, it doesn't sound good. Well, I think it does sound good, actually. It's just, it's vibing, as Marco said. It's vibing, which is what we need, okay? However, okay, the point that I want to get across is not as much as how much an oscillator sounds, it's the synthesis. We're doing synthesis. We're all in this doing synthesis. That's what I've learned in the ears. Something that I knew from the get-go that I had completely forgotten. Synthesis means it's the harmony, the conjunction, the teamwork of all the elements that actually generate something. It's not just the one thing. It's not a one player team. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, so and also expressiveness comes from subtle changes. Okay, so this could be a Moogish thing. We got our mixer, we got our ADSRs, we got our filters. It's not really like a Moog. It doesn't have all the mojo that a Moog would have, but that's what it is, sent through a reverb, right? As far as we know, 50% amazing reverb, in my opinion, that Blamsov thing is. Now, I want to take this a little bit further. I'm going to show you what we can do. We can take CV4 and use, for example, the mod wheel again, and this will raise the noise level. And also what I want to do is I want my decay. I do these on my lead sounds on my soundtracks all the time. Don't do it, because if you do it, I will sue you and I will send lawyers, and I am kidding. Do it. It's fantastic. Anyway, just add a little bit of decay and sustain when you're doing mod wheel work on your sound, probably both on the amp and the filter ADSRs. Okay, so we're coming back here. Here what we're doing, we're introducing noise. The higher I go with my mod wheel, we're adding a tiny little bit of decay and sustain to both the filter and VCA ADSRs. Everything else the same. We're not really touching anything, okay? This to me should be the first pitch you make. This is stupid. What am I just? This shouldn't be anything, but I don't know if you feel me. Like, this should be the first patch you make, is what I would recommend you make if you want to work with modular synthesis. I would kind of start working with something like this. But you're ready. I mean, be amazed. I'm going to show you why, okay, in a second. So we have this. This is now just one oscillator, and I'm just moving the mod wheel, I'm not playing it. We want to make it, I don't know, super plucky. Simple as that. You don't really need certifications for how your oscillators are going to sound or anything. If it vibes, it vibes. That's what I believe it does, right? We could even add a pitch ADSR to our pitchy things if we want to do pitchy things, okay? Simple as that. Now, the beautiful thing about this setup is that once you save these, for example, we put our MIDI right at the start, right here. We don't really have pitch modulation, but we could put it if we want. What you can do here is you can use this as a base, as a platform for all of your synth experimentation, okay? I personally love to work this way. Okay, even if I were to say I still want to add my delay, for example, and the other one here. You know what? I'm actually gonna use mono stuff here. Left and right doesn't matter because it's mono inputs, so it's okay. And here, this is quite insane. I don't even know if it's on tempo. Obviously not. Hey James, how are you doing? Welcome. So we were saying, I mean, this works. I mean, maybe I'm okay. This delay is doing a lot. It's not mixed. There's no mixed levels and stuff. But if we play this through just reverb, I hope I kind of restore this here. You know, this. You can even unlatch it and play like this. You just use your pinky, which is number 5, obviously, because we call fingers numbers, to modulate. It's 2 octaves. If you're staying low enough, which you can only stay low enough in 2 octaves because your hands are going to take 1 octave each, you can still modulate and you can still hold it down. You don't even need to be fancy about gates and stuff with synthesizers. On hardwired synths, you do these all the time because everything is prepared for you. But if you're not, it works. We just do it manually, okay? And I'm using the arpeggiator. I'm not latching, so each time I kind of let go of anything, the envelopes kind of reset. This is a great start. This is completely 100% free. To me, it sounds good. It could be something I use in a piece of music, but people say it doesn't sound good. Why doesn't it sound good? It does sound good to me. Now, because these people say we take one modular software next to the other, we work on it, and we say, wow, this thing really has competition. This sounds better than BCV Rack. this is the opinion I wanted to get across. I have absolutely zero interest in absolute terms. I mean, maybe on a Friday night, absolute terms on what sounds best in absolute terms again. It's just, it's got to be conceptualized in use, okay? And this one works. The workflow is fantastic, blah, blah, blah. So this little bit of a Moog environment is what I would save. This is what I've done. I don't know if this will work for you, but I have a patch in every modular software I've used so far in which I have these 3 oscillator synth, and I call it simple 3-os synth. Like I'm gonna show you like even how to save as. Isn't this an advanced course? This is gonna be like simple. I always start with simple, capital letters. 3-os synth or 3-os, because guess what? This is probably going to be a synth, but it could be a drone or whatever, and we call it this way. So if I have, for example, have this and I'm not sending clock or anything to it, and I want to use my key step, it's right here. Right? And I can see modulated. Obviously, I have one single envelope because that's what's coming out of the gate of this, but it's working, okay? So the important thing is that this setup will allow us to experiment with different modules. And I think this is why I suggest you, everyone, myself, to build kind of a 3-os synth. Now, you might hate Moog, and it might not be your cup of tea, whatever, but it's how a lot of the structured sound that you heard Mind the Prophets, which is kind of like spinning off from Moog, in my opinion. And it's a completely different thing. But this is a nice setup. This is a 3 VCO setup that will work. Say, for example, we now want to use a different type of oscillator, for example. And we want to say, well, we don't know if this sounds good or not. They're kind of lackluster. They're a little bit digital. They sound like they're not Dupfer, whatever. They're not really like hefty VCOs, okay? Well, you keep this template and you build your row of different VCOs and you just reroute them. As simple as that. Doesn't need to be that complicated, okay? So, for example, we want to try 3 alternative sawtooths. Simple as that. We don't even do FM or anything like that. We want to see if VCV Rack really has the guts to take it to the next level. We find some other oscillator. We write os. We have, I know you know what that is, the first one. Did I have something like, okay, we can keep it simpler than what we see here on CISO. We could use Bleak, or we could use Scorpio, for example. Or we could use even VCO by Befaco. I'm going to vote for this one, okay? So this is how I experiment on my stuff, okay? I have this. Is it playing? No, okay. Okay, we keep that arpeggio. Like it's a C-sharp minor night, people. Most nights are. I don't know if you get the reference. Anyway, we build this one. We take that quantizer for sure, because we're thorough. So we build this, and we do paste, paste, paste. And we put these 3 here, and now what we have, but we gotta put it snapping here, is just our exact reference. We have the exact same thing, right? What I'm gonna do, however, is I'm gonna detach these 3, same balance. You see where I'm going with this one, right? Same mixer. We're just changing the quantizers. Into the obviously not even the quantizers, the oscillators. So what we do here is I could take a mult, for example, and take this, even a splitter if you want, something like it. And we can even do the gate here. So this gate goes here, or maybe the voltages, for example. You know, we could do that and jump it here. So we do all of these, and all of the gates. Right? I'm gonna drop the gates away here, right? This one, all the quantizers are gonna go here. So we got 1, 2, 3 for our voltage. So this is pitch, and then we do 1, 2, 3. Simple as that. Now we take the output of this and we send it into the input of this, which is the oct. Gotta always try and find that. Boom. Simple as that. Now we take the sawtooths and we send them to our in 1, in 2, and in 3. Right? Now the gates, however, are they working? Did I get the gates right? Probably not, right? So let's detach all of them. Let's do this. And let's get the gates here. Now, you want to make it clear you don't like all the blues. We say that the gates are green, okay? They're green. So we go gate here, and we gate to our first one, obviously, the ADSR. We send it here, and we take this other gate, and we go here. Now, it's a little bit more convenient, I think, to have kind of like mults, because you don't do multiple wires, cables off the same actual virtual patch. It kind of, I don't know. I like it better. I like it better. There's just no way around that. I like to see that I go up there into the in, and then all of my outputs go there. So we kept everything where it is. Let's turn it on. And now the beautiful thing is we could even duplicate all this if we really want to be thorough. And so we go in, right? We take this in and we take the output of this one. We detach all of these folks here into in 3. Oh, they need to be blue. They need to be blue. So we go here to our module, the little module here with the cable. I still believe this is amazing. I didn't know about this. This is thanks to you that I knew that. So, unbelievable. We send the mix here. Everything's ready. We take the gates here and we gate. Oh, these got to be green, green, green to this gate, and green to this gate. So now we're multing everything here. The balance is the same. We need to send the pink noise out as well here. So, because we want that balance, that's going to be the same one. You know what? We should do this. For sake of completion, that's what I want to say here. Pink, but actually blue, right there. Now we have an exact copy of what the topmost standard VCO, VCF, VCA, pure VCV driven basic module is, a 3 oscillator synth. We have a perfect copy of it using Befaco. Well, how do you say that? Befacos? I say Befacos. Befaco's even VCO, which is a different VCO. It sounds different. But everything else is exactly the same, the filter as well. So now we can take this one and we just send it here. Okay, we make it blue because we're that kind of person here, right? And now we've got this that we can solo. Or we can solo the other one and we can hear this one. That doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Isn't it playing? Did I solo it? Did I not do it? Doesn't it work? All right, investigations. What is going on here? Oh, this one's not getting gated by anything. Yo, why isn't the mixer working? Because no inputs were assigned. Obviously, we forgot. So 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I can mute, unmute, solo, and I can hear the 2 oscillators, combos, at work, given the same exact ADSRs and same filter settings. Actually, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna call it 400 hertz, 400 hertz. So now they're exactly the same, and they both they do not, because I didn't mult this. I'm gonna do it now. The decay to the mod wheel, the sustain to the mod wheel, the decay to the mod wheel, the sustain to the mod wheel, the filter cutoff also to the mod wheel here, and also the resonance to the mod wheel, and also the drive to the mod wheel. Oh, the resonance, we didn't do it. Okay, I'm gonna do drive. I thought we did, so we didn't. Okay. So now I can even modulate the same exact way I was doing before. Now, what's wrong about this? It's that they do sound different in terms of oscillators, I think because of the tuning of them. Let's try that. Okay, so if we want to really be thorough, we take one oscillator at a time, here, here, and here, and we hear what they're doing in terms of like how they sound. We go first one, so 1 is actually our top row, and 2 is our bottom row. See, now they're patched together. I'm gonna keep the filter here. I'm hearing good information here. What do you think? I think this is actually, okay, here, this is right, and then we're gonna do this to 7. The offsets didn't get copied, no, to 12. I'm hearing the even VCO way more ballsy, way more analog, emulating, like analog modeled. But I like the VCV rack stock. These are all free, by the way. I just want to remind you that you can get all these for free. There's no, like, the even VCO doesn't cost you anything. But there's more heft in the even VCO, and there's actually less point. So the VCV racks are a little bit more like what you would get from a more digital kind of synth. They're not bad. They're just different. So, you know, in terms of mere analog, probably the even VCV kind of sounds cooler to me here. So I think we got pretty much everything patched up. Let me hear the second oscillator. This is the 1. All right, so this one is now VCA2. This one's off, right? We gotta go 2. Wow, okay, okay. So they're kind of close. Let's try this. Man, it's insane how close they are, but still I think there's a tiny little bit more vibe in the even VCO. But at mid octave, it doesn't quite have the same difference. Like the lower oscillator had more. Let's try 3. And I'm keeping the noise anyway, all the settings right there. Let's try a higher setting here. So let's put it at what? 0 and 0. Okay. And I think the sweep is really a great tactic, because if you think about it, the filter is exactly the same. The settings are exactly the same. I did copy them. So everything is set the same way. You're sweeping the same filter through a different sourced oscillator. It feels like a different filter. It's insane. I mean, it's normal, but it's always amazing to me. I mean, come on, there's what? There's not even like here, there's no discussion. Like the mid octaves on the piano, like right here, C4, half C3 to C4, sounds to me kind of like not the same, but the closest. But higher and lower are insane. Let's try it again. The original. There's kind of like a tiny little bit of a like a nail, like a little bit of a longer pinky nail, something in this. Unbelievable. So the three of them together, let's try this. Let's try -3 0 0. So we even have the same exact levels. You don't do that on real synths. You can't get these to be the same. Let's try that. Can I do control source solo? Let's try that. Ooh, I can. I'm insanely dumb. Okay, so we can do control click on the S and it will XOR the solo. So it will in one go here change things, okay? So I'm gonna just concentrate here on the mixer. So just my face is not in the middle. No, this is impossible. This cannot be happening. Can it be happening? Are they the same? They are the same. You want my interpretation of this? No, it is unbelievable. Is it the same thing? 400, 400? It is. Same envelopes, haven't touched anything at all. There's the same modulations. I'm kind of looking at it, freaking out of like, there's gotta be something different. There has to be. There's no difference. My belief is that the way the three sum together, whether they're not 100% stable, for example, whether their gain structure micro changes, it's feeding into the filter in a different way, okay? So this is as simple as it gets, you know? And can I be honest with you? I spend hours doing this. I don't know. Like even before I ventured into Modular Mondays, when I had, for example, Serum and Zebra, I've done this kind of stuff so much. That's probably why I struggle with friends. I don't know. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, you know, and we could keep going. We could create a third one. Do we create a third one? We will create a third one. I'm telling you, we're going to do that. Okay. Now, no, wait, there's another thing I want to do. Something I love to do on Moogs that are probably my most beautiful and ever playing badass patches are to have one oscillator that does not track, okay? But that stays on a single note, okay? I believe that if we do this now, it will turn out to be even more insane given the difference, okay? So I will make oscillator one of both not tracking, okay? We're just gonna use it on a C sharp, okay? And the way we're gonna do it first is with the quantizer, so that if I do this quantizer has no other solution than to play my beloved C sharp root note, okay? So let's try that. I'm like goosebumps. I don't care if it's the best oscillator or not. It's just like, how powerful is music, people? Isn't it amazing? This has nothing to do with me. I don't know how I can get this message. I wish to stop the stream here and just start talking. I'm not gonna do that. Don't worry, don't leave. How amazing it is. I can tell you one thing. At 44 years old, I know for a fact, it is not me. It is not the keyboard. It is not the stream. It's not the even VCO by Befaco. We love you. Thank you, Befaco, for making this stuff. Befacos, whatever. It's not VCV rack. It's not the reverb. It's just music, people. This is such a milestone truth. It is just what it is. The way just mute. This is a single note playing, barely moving an octave sometimes. Can we try that again? It's a one oscillator thing, you know? Marco says, I know that very well. Isn't that amazing? And I think like what the argument some people make are that, oh, because you know how to play, okay? Oh, because you know music. If the reason why you want to be always better at music is that you can be a better cable for music, in my opinion. But music isn't me. It's not me making music here. It's just that you become a better cable every day. We do improve every day if we study to just get, music across, like a better pipe, whatever, through which music flows. You want to be the widest, cleanest, strongest wire or pipe to just get things through. This is how I believe music is. When I'm playing piano, whether I'm with friends, alone or stuff, there's no me, there's no idea, there's my day, there's my things, there's whatever, but it's just like flowing through. There are days in which I'm able to detach myself more and let music pass, and other days you can only fight it. You know how they say cables can only be good in terms of like taking away the least? You can't have a cable improve audio. You can only have a cable preserve the most quality of audio. It cannot go positive. It can only go negative, right? So this is the same. There are times in which you are so attuned to it that you do not hijack music and you don't hijack yourself. That's when you're playing better. But when you are not, it's just because you're overthinking it, or maybe you didn't practice something, but you practice just so that it flows through you effortlessly. And this is a digression that was worth making. Marco says, for me, music is expression that goes pretty deep. Absolutely. Like, it's not in here, it's not in here, it's not in VCV rack. I had to say this just from sweeping this mod wheel setup on this synth, whose patch will be available on Patreon, by the way. So you can download this. It's 100% free, and you just get it and start playing. You're going to have this set up right away, okay? Just, so you can use it to experiment. How amazing is this? Now, I'm getting overexcited about this. I want to hear how the other oscillator sounds. This is just a battle now. It's one oscillator, VCO against VCO, okay? Let's start with what we had. I'm going to sweep it, and then I'm going to shift it, and I'm going to sweep it again. Oh, I made a mistake. That was too good. Ready? I mean, it was musically good, but it was not what we wanted. Here. This thing. That part, the VCO from VCV doesn't do it. How subtle that is, how organic, how brutal that is, right? No. We need to do it. We need to do one more. Monday nights. Here we go. We do the same exact shenanigan, but we're taking score. Do you have a preference? I'm thinking, if you have a preference, say it now. I'm going to give you the choice of it. But there's some of them that I might not be able to use because I'm not that good. Some of them are complicated. Personally, like, I don't want to skew your preference. I would do, okay. You know what we should do? Saws. We should do saws. Because we've used just sawtooths. We got to do saws. We do saws. Look at the size of this thing. No, it's the same. So copy, paste. right? So we're here, we're getting this here, boom. Okay, now this is kind of like a training thing, right? We know what we have to do. We need to take some mods, and as you can tell, we're kind of like in trouble because we here another mod. We need more. So I'm gonna go here, V oct, and then for the gates we're good. So we're gonna do 1, and we're gonna go here. This one we're gonna go here, and this one we're gonna go here. Right? That's what we said. Then what we said. This is now octave, octave, octave. Yo, here. We copied everything, so the settings are all the same. We have everything here dialed, but we need to copy the triggers. It needs to be green. We specifically said that it should be green. So now we have a gate here, and we have another gate here. Now we didn't copy over the outputs of this. So we go out L for number 1. We go, and it needs to be blue. See how cool and fun this is? I love this, that we can do this. So now the second oscillator is the output left. Oh, green, obviously, because I didn't change it here. I'm not used to having cable color there. And then output left for the third one. So it's still 1, 1, 1, okay? Let me hear how number 3 now sounds. And it doesn't do anything because we haven't put the third here. Okay, this one's completely different, and that's okay. Do we do this mix input? This is okay. So the tune soul level, detune, fine tune, pitch modulation, semitone transpose. Okay, so is it the same octave? Okay, hold on. We need to do green, please, for the envelopes. We need to do decay, mod wheel. We need to do sustain. Well, we're gonna do greens. It was actually blue. I failed, but we're gonna use green. Here and here. And then we're gonna take CV4 to the mod wheel. And then what did we have for the mod wheel? We also had cutoff here, create cable 3, cutoff, and drive. All of these things are being moved by my mod wheel, okay? So imagine going through the cables here to get through even VCO. So we got saws, we got even VCO, and we got our stock. I'm gonna move the mixer down here because my face is always in the middle, always there. So we're gonna go control click, and we hear this. Right, so that's the topmost is channel 1, the middle is channel 2, and then we got channel 3. Same settings, same exact settings, 1 oscillator, but 3 different sounds. Okay, this is getting out of control, but I had to move those knobs. So I like where they are. Let's try and get the other to get together. Let's try number 2 here. Hey Siberio, how are you doing? Thank you very much. Welcome, first and foremost, because that's always how it is. Thank you for being here. Thank you for dropping in. We took it a little bit more to a basic level. For those of you actually like Siberia who are here, we're taking a little bit more to a basic level. I got some messages that said like, can you like show us some sort of like a startup into a modular kind of environment? And also we were talking about different softwares and people said like, well, you know, but VCV rack doesn't sound as good as voltage modular and soft tube modular. And so I took these two things together, these two topics, and we built a 3 oscillator, sort of like a Moog, it's not really a Moog, synth that you see at the top using all the VCV rack stuff. And then we copied completely down one level into the other cabinet, and we just changed the oscillators, okay? Keeping it completely free. And then the third one I just created using saws, which is 3 other oscillators, sounding obviously different. So, and I'm using a mixer that I put just down below, and I'm doing comparisons of how these sound. So the filter sweeps are the same, the filters are the same, the envelopes are the same, the mixer is the same, the VCAs are the same, the noise is actually exactly the same. That's a pink noise everywhere. And my mod wheel's doing a little bit of things, and we're just sweeping through these 3 synths just to prove how different they can sound, just changing the oscillators. And that a piece of software sounds bad to me doesn't really mean anything, because music is really music and it's the combination of things. I did you a synopsis of all of this. So let's start first. This was VCV rack, the topmost, okay? Now, second one. This was number 2. This is the same exact synth, but with the VCOs changed. This was Befacos, even VCOs, okay? And now saws. I'm gonna start from the middle VCO actually now. You see, I like composing it first, sweep, come back, open and close. Let's go. And this was number 3. This is saws. They're doing the same thing. So the first oscillator doesn't track. The second and third are normal octave plus 1, and the other one is minus 1 or 2. I don't even remember. It's minus 1, but it's not tracking, so it's staying on the root note. The noise, the pink noise, is getting pushed in anyway. They sound completely different, and there's none of the 3 that sounds bad to me. This is just not how it is. It's just not possible. They're all different. So to you, to your piece of music, to your atmospheric stuff, one might sound better than the other. And I'm gonna tell you this: the topmost has it does sound like a lot of music that I'm getting sent as reference, or it reminds me of a lot of music that was getting sent to me as reference from game directors or from labels that work for licensing for video games and stuff like that. It's got that reminiscent sound. So that's the default you get there. And it's just the topmost VCO, right? Unbelievable. I mean, Saws is just off the hook good. But it's a completely different vibe, right? We could now change the filters. We could change the envelopes. We could use something in the middle, like for example, ring modulation. We could try FM. But in my opinion, probably the one task that I have stayed the most on is just testing oscillators, filters. Oscillators, filters. And then there's effects, obviously. Effects are just off the charts. Always testing pedals and other things, but you can do a hybrid of this. You can keep saws for the middle, and we could try that. I'm gonna keep the higher one from number 1. I'm gonna keep the lowest from number 2, and I'm gonna keep the center from number 3. And believe me, these might be off the hook. Let's try that. So who do we have here? Hold on. So number 2, number 1, and number 3. Okay, so we do that. I mean, I played, like, this is like a duet or like a trio for mod wheel and a mouse. What? Like, what? Like, I played piano for like 34 years, and it's a bit more. And it's like, why did my parents have to pay for all those lessons? I've just played a duet for a mod wheel and a mouse. This is like concerto for mouse and mod wheel. It's music. It sounds really good. It is really fun to do anyway, to just coordinate a mod wheel and that mixer. Imagine what you can do with the control surface, with clocked things, you know, so on and so forth. That's the beauty of not only just synthesizers, I think just music today, right? They sounded good. Glad you liked it, Saber. You say, like, I did not try the other software, only VCV Rack. They all have their own sound. Yes, I personally have the Atlantics from Intelligil, and it's a beast. You mean the real one, or you mean like a piece of software that I don't know of? Because it seems there's also Cardinal, which is VCV rack, but just open source with just some of the open source modules. And there's obviously Reactor. That's where I learned on it. There was horrible finals on Reactor for advanced synthesis. Lovely, but insane. And then there's, I think there's a couple programming languages. Oh, the real one, man. Yeah, I can only imagine. There's also Mike, who is not here, in Patreon, that has a Eurorack that he's building. James, I don't know if he's still here. He doesn't have a Eurorack. He's thinking about it. He's just posting a lot of pictures of very, 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 very big Eurorack synthesizers. And he says, like, I'm getting something simple because there's British humor involved, he says. And he's right. And I myself, I'm also considering building. I am brainstorming against my own self what to do on a real one, but I have taken notes. Now I'm kind of digressing, but I've taken notes, and what I like to do is actually, if I build a Eurorack synth, I want to first and foremost venture. It seems from the notes I have that I want to venture into the more underground and DIY as well, some of them, but smaller, wronger, dirtier, weirder, less known modules. At first, I was more about Bookline for MS and Mutable and all that stuff. But I'm checking the notes on priorities, and the bigger names are kind of dropping all the time. You know, it's just preference thing. But I would like to have something obscure, as big as like maybe 2 cabinets. James says, no Eurorack for me, staying in software for that. Can I be 100% honest? I love to do the hardware Eurorack, and it's probably going to happen at some time. But number one, the best way to understand what you want to do is really use the software. And second, for the kind of work I get, having a real one is really not the reason why I'm getting it. Or I'm getting it to work with it. As you might say, well, not even the other synths you have. And you're actually wrong. Because the synths I have, some of them, maybe not all of them, they're actually part of the workflow, and they make me faster at dialing in tracks and things. You know? Oh, James says, I like the Intelligent Cascadia. The Intelligent Cascadia is also amazing. Yeah. I don't know the Atlantics, though. I've seen it, but I kind of forget names and stuff. So remember also what we had here is our mixer level. This is like our, destination stuff. There's a little notes thing, obviously, to just remind you of what this show is all about. There's mixers, there's malts. I like the fusion delay. When we built drones the other week, Siberia was here. We had the fusion delay, we had the topographic, and the Blamsoft. I am friend with Blamsoft. I have pretty much all of their Reason products, and I use them constantly in my template. Like Blamsoft, if you don't know these people, just get in touch, tell them that you've seen these. But you know them already. I believe them to have the most amazing effect sections that are, I don't want to say they're underrated, that people don't know them, but to me they are, because they're really good. And these reverb, boom. What? The way this does black hole style reverb with its own vibe is just unbelievable. Whenever I can crank the lows on a reverb and I hear the aura of the pollution of this city come up, this is a reverb. I want that. Siberio says, yes, join the Eurorack. You will not regret it. Why doesn't it sound like, it sounds like the the dark side in any Star Wars movie? You will not regret it. Okay, when did I hear this last time? I think I was about 14. No, you're right. You're also classical percussion trained. He says, and then I got the Electrons, Prophet, Rev 2, Pulsar, and during the pandemics, I started making my own DIY VCO. And then I made a VCA, a DSR, and 10-step sequencer. You know, I told you last time, thank you for being part of the crew here. We just venture into things. Today is just a 3 oscillator thing. Last week you were here. What was that? We, abandoned hallways. When I said they're scanning our ship, that thing just took out a life of its own. It was unbelievable. But I think a step back into basics, just to kind of talk about, what my feelings are. Also, some point that you made absolutely important is every piece of software really has its own sound. And I'm starting to kind of get that, for example, Softtube Modular is a closed system. I don't like that. However, it makes up for it because it's got just an amazing sound. However, it kills computers for breakfast. However, it sounds insanely good. So that's a system, and the effects and things that Softtube added are obviously Softtube, so they're top-notch level, unbelievable. Voltage Modular has a very, very specific way of handling effects, just in how people have made them. VCV Rack has a completely more overt and more standard effect range, for example. And even the wavetables that I'm experimenting with on Voltage Modular, they sound different. And it's true. In the end, even the software calls for a specific sound. Am I right? I mean, you said that. I completely agree. My last months have taught me that these pieces of software really also kind of call for a sound of their own, despite having an ecosystem that can make them sound different. So I'm absolutely. So glad you're part of the crew. Thank you very much for being here every week. Please do attend. Please jump on the spaceship every Monday. For example, something that Brian, actually, I put a note here. That's a student of mine, said, like, you need to use cable color key. This was the highlight of this episode. You can select your cable colors here, and I need to do something. This is for James. James, you know what we're gonna do here? Gonna change colors. I hope he left. I hope he didn't left. He didn't leave. He hasn't left. But if he hasn't, he's gonna enjoy this. Number 1 cable. We're making a number 1 cable. That's gonna be our. We make a custom color right here. Custom color. James here. Okay, no, that's Ethan. Okay. Then a second color is gonna be this guy here. Right. Then we're gonna make a blue one here. Right here, sorta. Right. Add. Then we're gonna make kind of like a imperial yellow, whatever that is, here. Alright. So our first cable color is actually gonna be that set color, this one. Then this cable color is gonna be this one. This one. Then our third cable color is gonna be this one. See, for example, even the left. Why did they change? Oh no, okay, yeah. Set color, this one, and then this is official Modular Mondays coloring that has been approved. Federation colors. Labels are not. I'm not interested in labels. I want to change the color here. Set color. What do we do? Sea green. Sea green, totally. Needs to be sea green. And then gray. Label. Boring gray. All right. These are the colors. Did they change though? Right here. Yes. Look at that. So I love this. And if you have more, it just calls them, and it's just like, for example, we make a red one here. Okay. Add a color. How do I add a color? New color below. No, here. Hold on. Honestly, workflow wise, VCV Rack kills everybody. Like, there's just nothing. This one's so good. Boom. And now we have this one. Oh, we only have the 6 cable. Well, it's okay. We're going to use a red one. So this unbelievable module. Cable color key. Simple as that. Then we featured Befaco's even VCOs. Lovely. And we featured saws. And also what VCV Rack has to offer in terms of VCA, VCF, mixers, and stuff. All right. So you're going to find this patch on in my Patreon. You can download this. You can use it to just tweak it. I just showed you how I've approached for the past months just experimenting with how these modules sound in software, okay? Whether it's soft-tube modular, voltage modular, VCB rack like we did here today, that's how I do it. I like to build a simple system, and then in my spare time, usually at night after work, I just take 3 different oscillators, for example, and just test them, and then something else, and then keep something and change the filters and come up with other variations. This is how you really learn the instrument, in my opinion. You really understand how even VCO sounds, what saws has to offer, same for effects and things like that. So I hope this was useful, as usual. I hope this gave you just a glimpse at how also simple things can just sound the ticket, given some mouse movements and a mod wheel with an arpeggio I've played once, and my bass station 2 has been playing since forever. This is it. Modular Mondays. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you, Marco. Thank you, James. Thank you, Siberia, for also writing in chat. Check out what I do on Patreon. This has been possible so far, episode number 5, because of you. Okay? So consider, if you just want to support, I'm there. You got all the links. All right? So, Siberia, you joined so late. Don't worry about that. Glad you joined. Glad you could do it. Life comes first, obviously. But if you can, we're always here, 8 p.m. Mondays. So, thank you, Alberto. See you soon. Thank you, Marco. Thank you for being here. Marco's always at the bridge. Feels awesome to I usually start the streams. He's right there. Amazing. People, I could not be happier to do this. And once again, I want to thank you for being here. We've gone through 5 episodes already, and we haven't even scratched the surface. Okay. Next week, same thing. If you have ideas on modules you want me to try, please, please, please write them out. Reach out to me on Discord. If you're not in my Patreon, reach out to me on Discord as well. Name modules, comment on the videos. I will get them, download them, try them, and we get to experiment somewhere else. Next week, we're going to have drums kicking on something like this, and we're just gonna jam it away. Okay, I'm gonna come out with something pre-prepared, and we're gonna see you next week. All right, see you next Monday. I'm gonna send the titles. Thank you very much again. Thank you, people. This is always an honor. Thank you. Ciao.